Hi Tube, it's Tim Hawkins here for GT-VTV, and I'm here doing an interview today with the boys from the Hoverchords. I've got Dave and Steve. G'day guys.
How you going, mate?
G'day. Good. Good to have you here. Thanks for inviting us to your
awesome.
rehearsal room for this. Excellent,
good,
nice setup, mate.
Good to see you again too.
Yeah, man, it's been a long time, eh? It's been a long time. So what's going on? The Hoverchords.
The Hoverchords, man. Yeah.
A new project for you two.
For both of us, yeah.
Yep, it's been something we've been doing in our spare time for probably the last 3 or 4 years now. But last year or so, we got off our asses and recorded a little bit of the music we've been making to share with our friends and people. And so, yeah, we've got a CD out now, and we're quite proud of it. I think it's all right.
Yeah.
Excellent.
It's a different sound, man. Yeah, it's a little bit different.
Yeah, like I was saying before, when I listened to it the other night, I think it was the first or the second track I'm listening to, and I think this sounds like, you know, like the Shadows crossed with Pink Floyd kind of thing. And then, but then each track's different as well. Like it's not all the same, even though it's kind of got that sort of feel all the way through it. Each track is essentially a different kind of feel, you know.
Yeah.
So that's really cool, and I love the film clip. We'll run a bit of the film clip over the top of this interview so you can see it, and we'll leave links to that film clip. But that's a good piece of work, and I love all the the references to the beach in 1970s and Sandmans and Chico rolls and all that stuff.
Yeah,
that's
well,
obviously one song's called Chico.
Chico, yeah. Well, I mean, and that's the thing. The Hoverchords, being an instrumental band, we want to form a feel. So rather than have words doing that, we want the music to do that.
Yeah.
So the riffs and the chords that Steve comes up with, we sort of workshop them into a feel that could be a soundscape to either a video clip or a film or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right.
And I think that's the bit that's really interesting for us is working hard at we've got our sound, but working hard at making each song different and interesting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you guys have been working together for a long time. I mean, I remember going to see bands I don't want to say how many years ago. It's a long time ago, and you guys were playing those bands together. So, the formulas, you just must click so well these days. And when you listen to this, you can tell that it's written by a bunch of guys that have spent some time together.
Sure.
So you're saying Steve is the main writer in the band?
Yeah, Steve-O pretty much comes up with the chords and the melodies.
Yeah.
I don't know where it comes from, but he brings it in. Yeah.
And your major influences for this type of thing? I mean, obviously the Shadows, as I said, and things like that.
Well, that's a bit odd, and when you think about these things, I guess it's only I find it much simpler to listen back to it a year later and work out where my influences are, and really odd things turn up. Like when I was a kid, I used to love Adam and the Ants, and I listened to Adam and the Ants, and now when I look back at these sorts of things, I think that he would say, oh, I'm going to write a song where I'm an American Indian, or I'm going to write a song where I'm a highwayman, or I'm going to write, and lots of this is all let's write a song about Clint Eastwood, like a Wild West rider, or a gunsman, or let's write a song about Japanese fighter pilots in the Second World War, or let's write. And so there's these different ideas where the songs come from, them being instrumental songs that don't have any word. I guess there has to be an inspiration behind it.
Yeah.
And so I always thought that, with a bit of tribal drums and stuff, and obviously there's a real surf music and a sort of a Morricone style influence, and there's lots of bits and pieces that pull together.
Yeah, I kind of picked up on that as well. I sort of, from when I was listening to it, I thought, it's quite surf rock, and then I kind of started getting this like desert rock feel as well, and I'm thinking, this really is covering a broad scope of different types of music. But I've never been one for pigeonholing bands into styles of music either, and most of the bands that I know you and I both have listened to have been bands that do a big arrangement of different styles of music. So and this really does do that. So it's really good stuff. So you've got, obviously there's just you two and a drummer who's not here today.
Yeah, Richo. Yeah.
He's
pulled his crook. So
okay,
so
that's
Tom.
fine.
Yeah,
He's
Tom.
forgiven.
Yeah. You know, he's a drummer.
I wasn't going to say that. Good word.
Sorry.
Have you got so have you got some gigs coming up or anything like that?
Well, that's the thing. You know, the plan is to do some gigs.
Right.
Definitely. It's just a little bit of see how we go. We're all sort of busy doing other things.
Yeah.
So there will be some gigs. Yeah. It's just a matter of pulling it together. You know, time-wise, really.
Was that the idea of doing the CD? So you've got some way to promote yourself to get
Yes and
gigs,
no.
or
Yes and no. I mean,
Yeah.
we've just finished building a studio at Steve's place, a complete analog, reel-to-reel studio, and this was the first thing we've recorded on. Do you know what I mean? So it was partly because we've been playing these songs for a few years, and we wanted to get them down somehow, and we built the studio. So we said, right, let's have a crack at doing this properly.
Yeah.
And it's surpassed all our expectations in the quality of the sound coming from this old 1978.
Yeah, and as much as like this is something we're quite proud of and something that we really want to do, in all honesty, and I'll speak on Dave's behalf, I think a dream that we've both had for the last 30 years is to actually own our own 8-track, you know, half-inch full analog studio, you know, and that's one of the biggest achievements we've had.
That is
to
pretty
build
amazing.
this thing up and have it going.
Through trial and error.
I didn't know that when I
and so that made a real difference on the way, and a lot of people, you know, if they're watching this will know that in a modern age where you've got access to all of this computing power and multi-tracking and stuff, it makes life so easy that I don't always see it as a positive thing, you know, and that idea of having to only have 8 tracks, you know, and having to think about what you're doing on each one of them and bouncing things around and dropping in, you know, dropping in a tambourine halfway through a rhythm track and all these ideas make you really think about what you're doing and before you execute. Whereas you just control Z on a computer, you know, and you're, you know, you're back.
So you have to think about the audio recording things in because you're going to dump this track onto that with this in there as well, and so it makes a big difference.
And the mixing of it as well, you know. At
It's
one
an
stage
art,
there was, you know, all our hands on the desk. Okay, at 4 minutes 3, this comes out because the tambourine's coming in, and we've got to change that reverb to something else and all that. So it was very organic.
Yeah, right. Yeah, wow.
And it took a long time to get right, man. But we were determined to just write it out. Hence the 4 years. You know?
That is excellent. Really
so that's a cool thing as well.
It is. That is very, very cool. So all analog. Okay, so the Hoverchords, the Cactus of All Knowledge.
Yeah.
Is the name of the album.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Can you explain that, or is it just the truth?
I don't think you can. I don't think you can. Unless Steve knows what it means.
I think the Cactus of All Knowledge, that song was what the one you were referring to that's got a real desert rock sort of sound to it. And I guess, it's just a search, you know, it's that when Dave was saying earlier, or maybe he was saying it off camera, that, you know, we've been developing and trying to find a sound, I guess that sound is that desert search, you know, that search for the Cactus of All Knowledge to find your sound, you know.
Yep, cool.
And you look at the album cover of the Cactus.
Yeah, it's great artwork, man.
He's
really good.
That poor old guy there's finally found it. You know what I mean? Like he's looking up at the sky and he's pretty happy about himself. I mean, you can't sort of see that he's happy, but you kind of get a vibe that he's pretty happy about finding the knowledge.
Yeah, it's a great cover and it's a great CD. Obviously, it's playing in the background now while we're talking, so you can hear it. But we'll, like I said, we'll leave some links and stuff to it and to your video clips as well.
Yeah, cool.
I was going to ask you, Dave, because I've known you always to be a bass player in all the bands you've played before, but listening to this, you're actually playing a Hammond organ.
Yeah.
And there's no bass. Is all the bass
There's
done?
a little bit of string bass on there,
Is
a
there?
little bit of electric bass and some double bass, but 90% of it is the Hammond organ.
So what inspired you to make the change there? What was the...
Well, it was. I think it's how the band came together in the first place, right? Richo thought he could started playing the drums, right? And he's always been a good drummer, but he's been a singer all his life in various bands, right?
Yep.
So with Richo on drums, I thought, well, let's try something new. We've always talked about Hammond organs and how awesome they are and how great they sound.
Yeah.
Always loved the Doors. You know, Ray Manzarek's always been a huge influence on all the music we've done. So I thought I'd give it a crack, you know. So the left hand's playing the bass line, the right hand's filling it out with some chords. And as Richo got better and as I got better, Steve could write these songs that we could actually play.
Right.
And it was really good for him to, because he'd push us, right? He'd push us, so I'd be like, no, it's an F minor flat 5. I'm like, how the hell do you play that on this beast, you know? So we'd work it out, and then off we'd go. We got another chord down, you know what I mean? And so these songs slowly became, you know, acceptable, if you like. Yeah, we're getting somewhere now, you know what I mean?
The songs were all written to be very scalable as well. Yeah, they were quite simple, but there were also other layers to them, you know. So there was a whole bunch of stuff with odd scales and melodic mind scales and diminished scales and all sorts of jazz theory and stuff that could sit on top of a fairly basic sort of backbeat that suited us all, and that as we grew, you know, we could grow into those songs. But
like when people listen to the album, the bed of the band is really this Hammond bass just thumping away in the background, you know. It's just sits there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what it does, because it's so simple and it's at that level all the time, it provides Steve and me or whoever's, you know, going over the top. It's just this constant feel, you know what I mean? And I think when people listen to it, it's got that quite relaxed evenness to it, which, you know, an electric bass has to a point, but certainly on an organ, it's you know, through the roof. You know?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it sounds great. I'm loving it. I was really surprised to hear that you were, you know, like not actually playing bass so much in this, and you've moved to the organ. I thought, well, you know, that's
something different, man. We've all got to keep growing, and that was part of Steve's sort of mantra when we were talking about starting this, was let's do something different, man. You know, we've done blues and we've done jazz and we've done a lot of other stuff, but what we haven't done is actually get inside and do an instrumental, you know, sound that is different to just, you know, your drums, bass, guitar. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. So now, Steve, you've got writing a song with banjo, I believe, huh?
it'd be about the only stringed instrument I don't have in my collection.
Oh,
But,
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's fantastic, guys. So, thanks very much for today. Is that it? Have you got anything else you'd like to talk about here, or is it?
No, just thanks for coming. It's great.
People give it a listen. Yeah, that's what we've done it for. We've done it for our own benefit. So if people dig it, you know, and they want to get the copy, get onto us, you know, or it streams on Bandcamp. They can listen to it there. There's plenty of places you can hear it.
I'll put all the links
that
you give us on the bottom of the page, so they can find it all. And hopefully, you do get a few sales out of it. But you know, more just people listening.
That's all we really want. We just we do
yeah,
it for ourselves.
sure.
We're pretty proud of it. We just want cats to listen to it, you know, and tell us what they think.
Yeah, well, they can listen to it for free. I mean, I listened to it for free the other night. So But if you want the hard copy, that's it. There it is. There you go. Thanks a lot, guys.
You're an idiot.
We'll also keep in touch so as we can actually advertise on the channel any gigs that you do get and stuff like that. So you know, we can help you get more crowd to your gigs as well. So thanks very much for doing that, Dave. Steve.
Thanks a lot, Tim.
Thanks a lot. That's it from me at GT-VTV. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button for us. If you've got any comments, leave them in the comments below. We'll provide all the links to all of the relevant stuff at the bottom of the page on YouTube. And thanks for joining us. See you later.